You think you've seen Kanye West at his most explosive until he storms a Manhattan courthouse and accuses his own family of trafficking his kids. The cameras flash, the room freezes, and then, off to the side, you hear Gene Deal's unmistakable. Voice cut through the chaos, stupid, that one word ignites a firestorm. Watch it now.
Well, it was shocking to everybody, but Kanye name was mentioned the day before that when the witness Jane was telling a story in which Puff I think he had attacked her at one time. He got mad and got upset with her. I think he may have put her in a chokehold or something when he found out that she went to one of the freak offs, but they said that it wasn't, it was a rapper who was married, and everybody, all the information that came out, it was pointing to Kanye West. And then it so happened the next day he comes up there. This is the same guy that got on, and I don't want to blow nobody else's platforms, got on Drink Champs about a year or so ago before Diddy was arrested, talking about Diddy was a fed. You understand? F Diddy and all this other stuff like that. And then he talked all kind of crazy shit about Diddy. And that's how these dudes in this industry do, man. They ain't got no loyalty to themselves, bro. So by him going on there, and now they say him and Diddy made amends and stuff like that. Remember I think he did a t-shirt, a shirt or something to say free Puff and all this other stuff. So Kanye is on he's looking for the attention, and for him to be mentioned in the trial, and they didn't let it go through because the reason they didn't let it go through is because they said it wasn't pertinent to the charges that Puff was facing. So what happened, Jane had went to Vegas, and she was invited by allegedly Kanye West and his wife and them and everything like that. And they went to plays, they went to show, they went out to eat and everything. And then later on that night, they went to a hotel room. Whereas there was some other couples in there too and some other people. And there wasn't a freak off, but it was one of the guys who does the freak off with her there. And they were all sitting around watching and drinking while this guy was having sex with another sex worker or whatever like that. And while all of them just watching him have sex and stuff. I guess it's some rich people industry that they do. But they were just sitting around watching this dude have a live porn section right there in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So she started talking about that incident in court. And that's how Kanye West's name came up. And which they didn't say his name, but they said his name because it was an objection done. You know how they do, objection, overrule, all this other stuff like that. So they said it was a rapper who's married. They gave a description of it, and it pointed straight to Kanye. And then it so happened the next day he goes up in the courtroom with Diddy and them sons. That's just crazy, bro. It seemed like that to me, if Kanye West is paying sex workers to have sex in front of him and his friends, ain't that sex trafficking? But it was done in Vegas. I think it may be legal in Vegas, though. I think that's legal in Vegas. Don't quote me on it, bro. But Kanye West, he would be facing sex trafficking charges if it was anywhere else. But in Vegas, I don't think it's, I think it's legal in Vegas, bro. So he may not have an issue. He may not have a problem. But does he have a license to do it? That's another thing. So if the federal government wants you, they'll figure out some kind of way to get you. But it was just so funny that how is his name or his likeness or whatever was mentioned one day, and then the next day he's up in court. That was crazy. Well, he was somewhat of a protege of Diddy's back in the day, even though he was working with what you call that motherfucker? Rockefeller, whatever that was, Rockefeller. Even though he was working with their ass, he was a protege of Diddy. He liked what Diddy did and everything like that. So he used to hang out, go to the parties, all that stuff like that. And I'm not saying no freak off parties, just the regular parties. He wanted to be known. So, he was doing music for everybody, and he was doing music for Diddy. So I could see him being a supporter, but then when they all got big and started getting a lot of money and everything like that, they started going at each other crazy. You understand? And he felt like that because I believe Puff was the one probably introduced him to Kim Kardashian, if I'm not mistaken. I think Puff had something to do with him getting with Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying? Because she used to mess with a couple of dudes, a dude from BMF first, and she was around. So I would presume that Kim and Kanye West was all right back in the day. And then when they started getting money and they started going at each other and stuff like that, and then Kanye fell out with the Kardashians, and none of the people that he thought was supposed to be cool with him helped him. So he just started going at everybody. So it was strange after that whole drink trap. And then, when Diddy got arrested, he did say some things because the government, he may look at the fact the government may come after him. So he may become an ally of Diddy's, but everybody that's going to be around him going to go down, man. This is crazy, man. You got to realize that he has no way out of this, bro. He has no way out of this. It either had to be a mistrial, or if it's a mistrial, they still go back to the drawing board. You understand? That don't mean he gets out of jail. They just do another trial date. So I believe, and my prediction on this, that was just all show for Kanye to come up in there. You understand? The jurors, if you know anything about the jury and having Kanye to support you, I don't even think that's a good thing. But maybe they think it is. It's going to, throw something, some kind of public opinion Diddy's way. It's stupid. That would be one of the last persons I would have coming up there to support me, knowing his relationship with the Jewish population, the stuff that he said about the Jewish population. Why would you have that man come up in the court and say anything in your behalf?
And the woman that testified that Kanye, he was a part of one of Diddy freak-offs, this is the same woman that's a baby mom of a famous rapper, right?
Yeah, it's Jane Doe. You can't mention her name, bro. You understand? She does have a child by a well-known rapper. That's what they saying in court. That's what they said in court. But it's a 50-50 chance that you can guess it. Who that might be. Don't know.
When Kanye West stormed into Sean Diddy Combs' Manhattan federal courthouse on June 13th, declaring solidarity with the music mogul, veteran bodyguard-turned-commentator Gene Deal didn't hold back calling the whole stunt stupid, and warning it could boomerang on both icons SOAPC and TRAL.com. But that wasn't the whole story. Asterisk, just months earlier, he had unleashed explosive claims on X, all caps and unfiltered. "I am 100% convinced that my children are in a sex trafficking ring," he thundered. Even suggesting his own family was complicit. Those posts sent shockwaves through the custody battle and left fans and foes scrambling to parse fact from frenzied asterisk Deal. Known for protecting stars like Diddy himself, labeled Kanye's courthouse cameo stupid, arguing that grandstanding in a high-stakes sex trafficking trial risked undercutting Diddy's defense and fueling Kenya's own legal woes ALLHIPHOP.com. His verdict? Sometimes support isn't support when it plays out on national TV asterisk behind the scenes Insiders say Kim Kardashian has been on high alert, her team quietly reviewing custody agreements, drafting cease and desist letters, and weighing motions to limit his access to their for children amid fears over his erratic public behavior protecting North Sant Chicago. And some has become paramount legal filings now hinge on his mental state and the children's. Welfare. Flashback. Too much. Kim abruptly cut short North's visit with Kanye after learning controversial figures Andrew and Tristan Tate were en route to meet the 11-year-old. That safety first decision sparked an emergency custody hearing, one that later addressed North's appearance in Kanye's song alongside Diddy and underscored Kim's zero-tolerance stance on risky influences. Online. The saga exploded. Memes mocking his all-white denim court look, heated Twitter threads decrying his trafficking rhetoric, and pundits on cable panels debating whether this chaos will sink or supercharge his brand. BTIMES as clips of deals. Stupid soundbite went viral. Social media users were split between outrage, concern for his well-being, and fascination with the next theatrical twist. Now. Another custody showdown looms and PR teams are scrambling. Kim's camp is reportedly ready to file for sole custody if his behavior doesn't stabilize, while Kanye's lawyers press to defend his parental rights with court dates set and headlines still hungry for drama. The only guarantee is more unexpected turns in this real-life reality show, so here's the bottom line. Kanye's courtroom theatrics didn't just rattle the justice system, it rattled the Kardashian empire, too. Gene Deal's blunt, ill-advised wasn't just a one-word critique. It was a warning flare that ignited an all-out custody war, Kim's scrambling legal team, Kanye's public meltdown, and the fallout on billion-dollar brands. This saga is far from over. What do you think will happen next? Will Kim lock down sole custody? Can Kanye bounce back from these explosive allegations? Drop your theories in the comments. Let's get the conversation burning. If you're hungry for more deep dives into Hollywood's biggest shakeups, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and smash like so you never miss a beat. Your voice matters. Type ill-advised if you're stunned by Deal's confession, or Team Kim if you're rallying behind her. Let's see which side wins. Until next time, keep your eyes peeled and remember, in Tinseltown, the truth is always stranger than fiction.